anywhere beyond this point for as long as we can help it. KZ is going to be the one to push in. Will he find his man in resets? It's the Oryx inside of Dragon, and he needs to be taken down. And there you go. KZ doesn't just find one Des, he finds both. He's going to take down Nesk.
Pocket mirror as well coming out just to try and make things a little bit more problematic for KZ, and he is put on his backside by Volts. Former teammates clashing, not forgetting that Volts moved over to this side not all that long ago. JV puts him in the ground. W7m up to a 3 versus 1 here as Lagonis, all that's left standing for Leapok sees to that. Round 1 goes to W7m. What I love really is that Nesk has wasted half the round though. 1 for 1 so far, obviously, but when he got the opening kill, again with minimal involvement and commitment from utility, that's just burning so much time off the clock for W7m, leaving them to have to force a few fights. And for Leapok is sure forcing here, like a force themselves. They've charged on through. 2 kills on Lagonis once again. He's in a 1 versus 3 this time round. He doesn't miss the shot. Still 2 more to find.
These 2 teams in Philippox and Lagonis have got 2 of the most clutch players at the event so far, and we see one of them left again, but cut down by the other. It's going to be Philippox to find that final kill onto Lagonis. Diffuser was going down at the same time, and W7m, they close out what has been a very good 2 rounds for them so far. 2-0. Be aggressive onto that push and try and get another kill as he did early in the last round, but it's actually going to be Parlu who manages to pick up KZ. The ring around the roses ends with Herds taking down Volks, leveling things out 4 versus 4, and once again, how well have W7m done this so far, Des? They go
3 players upstairs, Tim. They want him dead.
Certainly do. 20 seconds left to get this done for Team Liquid if they want enough time to disable that activated diffuser. Look at this from Philippox, the patience. He knows it's coming, he's waiting, but no, they all crash down upon him at once, and that leaves us now in effectively a 2 versus 2, but Resets gets brought up back onto his feet.
Easy.
1, 2, 3. Des, they fall like dominoes as W7m don't just take 3 kills, they take 3 rounds now. 3-0. And that's exactly why he's held his position at the minute. Needs to be cautious on those drum stairs. There are goo mines out there. JV92 managing to pick up Volks to kick things off. Ness with a trade, but Herds, he looks alive and manages to find 1. KZ taken down by Lagonis, leaving us in a swift 3v3.
No man's land. You can't just sit inside there freely unless you get challenged. You've got Resets playing on main stairs, looking to help, and Nade has stepped in, found one back the other side. So suddenly, actually, it's this 2 versus 2, and it's a complete clean out. Lagonis gets the closing kill, with the final man finished off by a Frostmat. There's some strategy in there somewhere. These days it's a bit different, and Herds is straight up inside of sight. Sees one for himself and wins it out, but can he spin onto a second? It's 2 quick and early kills, and they're looking for a third. Philippot's going nuclear this map at 7 and 2. Diffuser's going down. It's 5v2, and Liquid have been caught with their pants down, Tim.
100%. It's going to be a flawless round finished off there. I don't think the Diffuser even had time to finish being planted there before they'd got those final kills.
E1D's ready to get called out. We've got the 2 drone-based operators. There is so much information coming. And Volts baited out a little bit there, saw the 1 man sat on drone, assumed he was alone, but no, Volts was there ready and waiting, and like dominoes, Liquid are falling one after the other. Parlu getting himself involved once again, but Tim, it feels like the damage has been done.
It certainly does. W7m, they're playing Liquid like a fiddle at the minute, Des. There's absolutely nothing that Liquid can do. Danger, but they do know that another man is down, leaving it effectively 1 versus 4. Nesk is going to have a superhero effort here if he wants to be able to close this out. Manages to find a nice first onto Nade, but then takes damage and cut down by JV92.
This is a real for Liquid as well, and not just Liquid, to be fair. Most teams have fallen short of this a few times where they get the entry, things really slow down, and they don't really look to capitalize off the back of it. It's not a bad thing slowing down, but you let the other team back into things. Resets, getting the trade there, which is good positioning from him inside of Geisha. Now into a 3 versus 3. 20 seconds on the clock. I'm nervous for Liquid, Tim, but they find the opener, and they get 2 more nice and quick. Liquid finally getting themselves on the board, it feels, with some level of conviction. Ball quite aggressively round the back of the Kiba barrier, but it looks like the members on the side of W7m have already backed away. They have an inkling that he's on drum, and they know, but it's a great swing and pre-fire. Almost into a second, make it 2, as Herds does finally fall on towards Shrine side.
That's exactly what Liquid need out of Volps. Those are the kills that they've been missing, but more coming from W7m in answer, leaving us now in a 2. Aggressive with the Gemini decoy here, just trying to get inside of sight and risking losing that utility, but it is giving critical information.
Oh, 1 being found as well. It's looking good for Liquid here. There's 1 left and they want to pinch onto him. Shotgun in hand, can't find him. They make it 2. That one looked a little bit ropey towards the end. But I'm glad to see Nesk is still as fired up as he was yesterday. He reminded me of the Nesk of old. You're seeing it here as well. Liquid for that. Selmas, you're not really going to commit towards it because you can shoot them off. And that just leaves the sole impact in the back pocket of Palu to make something happen. Volt starts off the fragging though. Down goes the Bandit as Nesk finds himself in a 1v1, but gets sideswiped out there by his army of KZ.
It's going to be 3 versus 3 with no real advantage either way. W7m just trying to hold on, but Volps has got himself inside a sight. He's using those Candelas. Philippok's completely white flashed at the minute. Hurge tries with a knife from underneath, but he's just a second or two too soon and doesn't find his man. Volps continues the challenge from inside a sight. He manages to find 1, 3 versus 2 now. Advantage Liquid, but the time is ticking away. There's 20 seconds left to go. Lagonis really needs to think about sticking this diffuser. He's halfway through. He's going to try to hold on, it will be there. The cover was in place. Palu 1, but not 2. As Herds, he starts the retake.
It's another really tense retake. We keep coming to these 1v2 situations time after time. He's not really looking at the floor, and Volts gets the shutdown. Tim, 2 halves to a game of Siege, and Liquid have won 3 back-to-back. Downstairs from w7m, trying to keep Liquid at bay on the downstairs so they can't make use of Palu's nades.
Yep, utility is being used here from Team Liquid, literally just to try and get inside of the building, let alone actually facilitate anything to happen on site. Philippox manages to get the opener onto Volps, who again has had a little bit of an up and down game so far, but Palu and Resets, they managed to find 1 apiece, and this is the danger of this Team Liquid site. You take 1 down, but there are still more serious threats as Nesk, he manages to find Philippox, and this could be Liquid about to tie things up on Skyscraper.
It's happening, Tim. They're bringing it back from the brink. That 5-1 up to 5-5 looks to be all but locked in unless they really mess things up in this last 45 seconds. First one found out by Herds, but it gives away the information on where he is. These last 3 players should know. Herds rounds 1 at nice and close, can't quite finish off his man, and Herds will do all he can here. He can force a 1 versus 1, can't find his man. 4 rounds on the bounce, and Liquid have brought things square. Get a little bit ropey. Herds has worked his way up, sees 1 inside of Geisha, but misses the critical shots. Resets, given a second lease of life here as well, the ability to make something happen. Just going to drop in with the flash on backside as well. Not quite aware that his teammate was coming in behind him and looks the wrong way. Isn't prepped for the challenge to come out of nade. Nesk gets 1 back, but it's a 1 versus 3. Make it a 1 versus 2 for Nesk. It'll have to be a 4K to close things out here, but he's only got 15 seconds to play with. Tim, it's not going to happen. W7m moves us up to match points. Planted waiting on the house there's on that Warden as well, of course, with the gadget. Can ignore any flashes that come on through. It expires here. Resets is in. Almost fluffs his kill. Spins for the second and can't find his man. 2 quick kills coming for Liquid here until we could be on the way to overtime. Nade misses, but gets the knife on Resets. It's down to a 1v2. Nesk has got it all to do. Spins for the 1, but cannot find it. W7m takes Skyscraper.
What a flurry of kills at the end of the round there. It was getting wild. You were getting that momentum from Liquid, but not enough. W7m, they take Skyscraper.
Out to a quick break. I was going to say the big thing to watch in this round is where Lagonis plays, and very commonly what you'll see is an elevator drop coming in on the south side, whilst also seeing this kind of play coming out with the Candelas. It's a hot drop though. It's a bit of a bait and switch here, Tim. They're not going to bother using Candelas, which is what W7m would have expected. They're just going for broke, and they've marched their way forward and already found themselves cutting down a couple. The W7m have to be able to react. They're losing out on these critical gunfights, and only 2 are left standing.
Hertz has to hold on here. He's got himself in behind the bomb chassis. The first Candela comes in. He's able to shoot it out, takes his shot, can't find them. Lagonis somehow works into a hail of fire to find the kill. Resets, he does get shut down. Palu, down but not out, as you say, 1 versus 1 now. KZ looking for that final kill. Lagonis has been a great clutch player so far. He now knows where the man is. 7 versus 7, KZ says, it's a challenge, but Lagonis takes him down with 5 seconds left to go, and what an injection of pace and energy that Liquid put into this bank map.
Jump out to the chance of rain.
I would say, yeah, good chance of a jump out potentially on this map as it is. Nesk's looking for Janitor. He's going to find Hertz, takes him down with a big opener. Resets, doubles down on it, finds one of his own. 5 versus 3, and Liquid just sweeping across the top floor, Des, gaining that vertical control that they need, and they will start to push, pressure and prod when it comes to Tellus and Archives. Nesk, he's just hitting another level right now.
It's impossible to have your finger on the diffuser, and that's about the round all wrapped up for the side of Liquid.
Kezi manages to find one in return, finds two in return. Nesk and Volps are taken off the board, but with the diffuser down, it's not time to get excited just yet. He knows that the man is dipping in and out of the small office, but he's got about 20 seconds left if he wants to do anything about this activated diffuser. Palu steps out, pre-fires the man, gets the round, and it's 2-0 Liquid.
That looks towards Elevators. Elevators isn't going to be as effective as a position here. It does mean that they can get a bit more control on the drop, which is exactly what they've done. Resets is in, and so far it feels like w7m, I was about to say, aren't aware, but they sure are. It's going to be a swing out from JV92, who's down to 2 HP, but still walks away with the kill.
That's it, the important factor there was stopping that push from Bolt. Palu does manage to find Nade though, and that leaves w7m on a back foot. 9 seconds left to go. They're going to have to play for time here. Toxic vape canister and a nitro. Fantastic use of utility. 3 seconds. KZ just needs to hold on, but Volps, he's got the diffuser. He starts to put it down. He's got to find his man. KZ knows exactly where it's happening. Picks up the last kill, and w7m take round 3. They start to probe, start to push forward, see if they can get inside. What a beauty from Nesk, knows exactly where the man is, and a second!
Nesk is just that guy. If you give him an inch, he'll take a mile. Does he know about the man to his right? Yes, he does. No! Nesk paints him a beautiful line, but does not finish off the player himself. Sure, has put him down at least somewhat low. JV into a second. Makes it a 3K for himself as Reset's going to try and save the round, but it's not going to happen. w7m up to 2-2.
To push his team forward, just like he energizes them between rounds. He's trying to do that within the server, but it's just not paying off at the minute.
I mean, that one there was a lack of information, a lack of droning really coming on through, and it's the same here again. I mean, they're thankful they get the trade on this one, but Felipox has done a lot of damage there. Without any drones onto it means for free, essentially, he could...
Scanner, but needs to be careful. The man ahead of him knows that this is coming, is prepared, is ready, but no, looks away at the wrong moment. I think he hears the noise, though. Moves back to his angle, but cut down by KZ. Resets, manages to find Nade elsewhere. 1 versus 2, diffuser not in hand at the minute, and Resets and Palu both sitting on a bit of chip damage, so they need to be cautious. If KZ plays this smart, could potentially get back inside a site with a single gunfight challenge here if he can win this out.
Oh, great read as well! Palu treading the same steps that Nest did earlier, a full sprint in through the door. Resets. Wants to really force the issue. Flash is coming out, and KZ's going to get out of dodge. If he can play this clock, he can win it, but he wants the gunfight, both down low. 1 bullet left for Resets! Who finds the shot he needs, and Liquid take the round.
Got to ask questions. 37 seconds left to go. Plenty of time left on the board for Liquid to get into a position to put this diffuser down.
Poor KZ walking into a Liquid firing squad at the top of stairs. They were ready and prepared, but they have been bleeding members here. Lost 2 so far. The Ying being the critical one. Palu finds 1 more. Spins for the second. That's what we're used to out of Palu, hitting some big shots. A 2 versus 1 for Leapox, the clutch god of the competition. Can he do it here against 2, Tim? The plant's going down from Neska. Neska Palu as a pairing is exactly what you want. C4 over the top, they find 1. They're going to have to push into this fight. He's going to sit in tight and just wait for the push to come in. Here it comes, a pre-fire! Felipox cannot be stopped. He is the clutch master. Over the C4 in this instance, but it's whether or not they can get away with this execute.
4 versus 4, 25 seconds left to go. It's time for w7m to start moving and move behind that Nade. They will. Nade is thinking about getting dropped down. Manages to find 1 before he does. 3 versus 3. There we go. They move on into sight. Kill is found by JV92. They can start putting the diffuser down. Nade is on the cover. 1 versus 2. As you say, this could be ended by Lagonis, but at the minute, Volps is providing that information. Loses the fight on the hatch. The plant will be stuck. It's a 1 versus 1 effectively as Nade goes down along the way. It's all up to Lagonis versus JV92. Lagonis finishes off the 1, takes away the information. Can he get his other man on his feet? It could be a play, Des.
He's trying to force the 1 versus 1 here, and for a second I thought we might see JV full sprint towards the hatch, but Liquid, they've got a bit of time to play with here. They get the res. It's a 2 versus 1 once more, but they've got to be able to find the player. 1 found straight away, and JV this time round taking the clutch wagon away from Felipox.
Looking to get pushed up to the top of square. What a kill! Absolute beauty, knowing that Nesk was going down there, ready like a book, Des.
Absolutely did. And the thing is, you see those kind of kills, you think, wow, they just knew. Sometimes players can watch angles like that for 60 seconds and see absolutely nothing. Other times they're rewarded straight away. Plants going down, and it's been completed, Tim. This is going to be panic stations for the side of Liquid. They're getting in and trying to sit the defuse. They're still in the 2 versus 3, and they might just get away with this. Will they get there in time? He's holding it all the way through! And Liquid, they stick the disable and take the round.
Wow, Palu showing some real nerve and experience there to step in, disable that diffuser and just say, you know what, I'm sticking this. Very busy watching the verticals. He knows exactly where the man is, but somehow doesn't pick up the kill case. He gets away with it, and knowing that Palu's looking up at the ceiling, he takes the opportunity near to drop and manages to find one. JV92 doubles down, and w7m are taking control of site here, Des. They're going to start to throw that diffuser down. Nesk comes on the flank, manages to get one, can't stop the plant. 1 versus 3, cut down by Herds, and that's going to be w7m taking the lead again. They need to. They've left the elevator hatch, which would suggest that at this point that they're just not going to be using it. They need to think about getting some kills on site and gaining access into that plant spot, but the only kills on site are going to be Lagonis on this angle. Picks up one inside a garage, and what a day he's having today. 2 beautiful kills here in round 10, and that puts Liquid in a commanding lead. 4 versus 1 now, effectively, as Nade will find himself down but not out for Leapox, the clutch master, but he's going to need something extra special with 20 seconds to go.
He's got, I was about to say, he's got to kill 4 and the diffuser is on the hatch. So even if he had diffuser there, it's a lot to have to achieve, but it's all but impossible. You see it, Tim. And that could be 3 dead w7m players.
Paulu's just able to see what's going on through that window, using the mirror window that was in between him and that location. Keeps the nitro for the time being, and Reset steps up and gets a huge double at the top of the square. Sky w7m might have. It's just really not paying dividends at the minute.
It's not. Still bleeding out. Reset is on an absolute tear. Get the man some ice. Found 3 for himself. Paolo into a 4th. Liquid, it feels, might be about to pull us up to match point, which means things start to be
a real effort and opportunity for both of them. KZ 1 versus 5 at the minute. The only thing he can really stop at this point is a flawless round. He will do that as he manages to take down Resets, but it's that man Lagonis once again really stepping up for his team in these 2 maps. Will close out the round, and it is a map point opportunity for Team Liquid.
Ooh. The opportunity is here to do it here and now, otherwise overtime is guaranteed. It does feel like the orange wave of w7m are marching on forwards, but Nesk, sharp as ever, finds one.
Manages to escape going over the top rail there, down into the square skylight area. Nade, no option but to push inside. Finds a beauty through into Janitor. There's an opportunity for him to put the diffuser down here. He's got the support of the Monte. Could potentially take
still here?
action there from one side. He's going to bring those bullets in like a magnet. Volps has not been held. It was close, but he managed to get across. Diffuser will be planted. 2v2, trying to play onto the Monte. This is not going to be easy. He's got Volps in support, but they have to work and deal with this shield. But then on top of that, they've got JV92.
He's in the corner. They've really got to bully him out here, but no! Nesk has been down! No! Liquid so close, but w7m, they hold on and bring it back. Overtime abound, Tim. I'm sure we'll find out on the replay in a little bit, but it's unfortunate to lose the 2 nades that were in back pocket as well as the Iana. JV92, absolutely nuclear so far. This map continues his own march forwards.
Palu just keeping himself deeper inside a site. He knows that there could be the potential for a hatch drop. He wants to be there, ready to spray it down should that happen. Nesk aware as well inside of the small office that he could be facing the same fortune. He's going to be holding on to that position. JV92's managed to walk in real close. I don't know if Nesk's away. He's going to be taken by the top breach charge, and JV92 will finish that kill, but 10 seconds left to go. They need to get moving here. Nade gets one, JV92 the other, and w7m in rapid fashion at the end of the round get 3 kills and close out the first of 3 overtime rounds. He will be able to. He's going to be taken down by the nade, down but not out. It's almost certainly going to be finished. Ness knows with the trail of blood that the man was down, goes down, finalises the kill with a headshot. 5 versus 4 now as Liquid begin the push on into sight. Resets is going to join Palu, but they didn't spot JV92, and he manages to take down Resets. Palu able to wheel around and find the trade. It's 3 versus 3. 10 seconds left to go. Advantage Liquid, evened out once again. 2 versus 2. Lagonis is planting. It's all up to the cover of
Oh, that's C4. That could be the one, but no, it misses the shotgun. It's going to find the down. W7m break Liquid Hearts once again as they take map number 2.
The absolute last fraction of time there for W7M to be able to prevent that plant going down, and somehow they managed to get it done and go 2-0 up. Garage door. There's not going to be any more pressure coming from there as we see W7M just dipping away from that location. They've got the phantom pressure, they've opened it up, and they're happy to just deal with that and move around, try to start pushing rear. They're going to find an opening. Nade, KZ managing to take down Volks, and that is a good start for W7M. Nesk, he needs to hold on here. One's coming from the right, but he doesn't support his
way.
He does, however, get 2 in response, and that is going to bring us back to a 3 versus 3.
All that hard work by W7m in the early round, completely undone by Nesk. But as we said so many times, we've seen him get 2-3 kills in a row.
All that information, 40 seconds to go, but Lagonis with a very important kill. It's going to force Nade into a position of trying to put the diffuser down. Nesk looks to move in, gets one. It's an important one. Can't get the second though. It's all up to Lagonis. Diffuser is down on the ground, activated, so he's against the clock. 31 seconds, so it's not a major problem yet. He's going to take a tick of the diffuser just to see if he can bait Nade back in. Nade does not want to take this fight, Des being on such low health.
No, that's the thing. I think if it comes to a straight-up shootout, he likely loses this one against Lagonis. Here he comes. No! Lagonis not looking the right way. And Nade does win it out. He beams Nesk. He kills Lagonis. He gets the plant down.
Onto sight opened up there in the picture-in-picture as well. So that just gives us an idea of what's going on below and the stage that W7M are up to.
They put a keeper barrier down in that little hole that he shot out as well, so they can keep on playing inside of Office, because realistically, Office is the ground that Team Liquid need. They need to be able to deny the vertical on towards site below. They find one for themselves into a second. They've got the control they need. Now, Nade and JV92 kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. They can't push on forward because of the vertical. Nade does win that vertical strike back and at least gives them a small chance here. But Tim, I feel the numbers are just too heavily in favor of Liquid.
You really would think so, especially with vertical control. But JV92 manages to take down Parlu. Is there an opportunity?
Absolutely ludicrous. But either way, they've got to try and make something happen here. They've got to get a kill. They've got to make a play together. Leaving it down to the last 20 seconds, a little bit ropey as Ness finds one more. This feels like it should be Liquid's round here, and there it is. As Reset swings out, Liquid on the board.
Sending the Rotero drone on in to move Mira out of position there. KZ is able to pick up the kill onto Reset. So that's beautiful teamwork coming in from W7M to create this space where Nade goes in and sticks the diffuser. I'm not sure Liquid were aware. If they were, they certainly weren't able to challenge. Parlu managing to find KZ. 3 versus 3. 30 seconds left for Liquid to do something about this. Parlu does have a little bit of a vertical advantage here. He can potentially offer a little bit of cover. What a double birds though to close that out as Felipox picks up the last and W7M hold on to another attacking round.
Very naughty. Just the one I'd imagine we're going to see pointed down from Piano down towards the south side. Lagonis ready to challenge out towards his balcony. It was KZ who was here earlier on. Looks to be the same once again. Parlu starting out on JV. As two come flying in, they've got no idea that Resets is holding off on the stairs. I'm pretty sure he knows that one more's inside a trophy as well as Felipox tries to march his way in. Will find one, but I'm pretty sure he gets caught out by an impact there, Tim.
He's going to be down by that, leaving him effectively now, or completely and utterly in a 1v4 as Parlu doesn't pick up any damage onto the side of Liquid and continues going, and it's managed to take out.
He tickled bolts with that as well. He hits
very tight angle.
The fact that he tickled bolts always some damage on that is just hilarious. They couldn't find him at any point prior. Ness with a closeout. 2-2, Tim. Things pulled all square once again. Liquid keeping pace with W7M at least this time around. To your side. Trying to burn to the clock here. I think the charge is in. Going to have to force Lagonis away. Unchallenged entirely. Not even someone on the downstairs window. And he is out of dodge in one piece. Parlu is not.
Parlu will be taken down as the opening kill. Managed to pick up the opening kill last time himself, but this time not going to be so lucky. JV92 finding Volks on a rotate, 5 versus 3. Nesk once again fighting back. So many of these round fightbacks have started with Nesk, but they just cannot dislodge Herds from on library stairs. He gets one at the bottom, one at the top. Absolutely unstoppable right now. Lagonis finished off in sight, and you just feel like W7M, they're picking up momentum, They're like a boulder rolling downhill.
well. Liquid retook there to be able to contest him. That's why you've seen a full retake over towards the north side. He's going to start out in Solar and look to work his way down the stairs for a direct push in towards Kitchen. This could catch Liquid off guard if they aren't fully aware, and if they weren't aware, they certainly are now. KZ marches in for 2. Nesk beams 1, as we've seen him do all day long. Transfers onto another. It's a 1 versus 2 as JV, the only one still left on his feet here, going to try and get his teammate up so they can try and hold this angle, but the backstab comes in. Liquid just a little bit too mobile for w7m.
He's got to use the lip that's available into dining. Going to go straight into sight. He doesn't have the diffuser in hand, and he maybe not have a chance, but he does manage to find a kill. Nesk actually picking up both. It's going to be Volps taken down, and somehow yet again, Des, w7m are able to fight back. It's 3 versus 1. How on earth did they turn that around? Lagonis, he manages to get one. He's going to have to come up clutch for Liquid once again. 1 versus 3 becomes 1 versus 2, becomes none at all, as Herds is able to get that final kill for w7m, and they are 1 round closer yet again, despite the heroics from Nesk at the beginning of the round. But he's likely to be collected here, as KZ will take the opportunity.
Yeah, KZ the hero as well, because he's on the Izami. He can block off the window and make it safe to be able to get his teammate back up. And things can resume. They find the response. JV specifically on towards Volps. That's the twitch off the board. It's 2 smokes offline as well, which is a real stinger. KZ onto Lagonis. He's going for the next and finds Nesk as well. KZ will not be stopped this map, Tim.
A flawless round here. Always the possibility of that clutch coming through, but you know that it's slim, and it will indeed be that flawless round for w7m. Des, 1 step at a time. They are moving towards that trophy, towards the title of the winner.
Again, I'm always nervous to get too excited given how the last few have gone, but they are ready and waiting, just getting themselves in position on blue. We've got a couple watching on the breach. There's Resets. He was the one watching in through that main breach, a real kind of contender in towards sites itself. Herd still tucked in tight. KZ into a second, looking almost for a third, but not quite able to collect.
w7m inch closer and closer towards the championship point opportunity that they've been fighting for. Palu, he's trying to work his way down into blue. He knows it's a 2v4. The time is ticking down. He has to make a move. He makes it, but the trade is there. Time after time after time for w7m. Des, they take themselves onto 6. They are told to keep themselves calm, keep the energy level, because they know what could be coming here on Chalet. Being trying to just get in there and do anything. He's thinking about top library stairs, but he can't really risk it until library's taken out. It's this 3 corners of the defense. There comes 1 kill and 2. They managed to fight back with 1 clearing out library stairs. 2 versus 4 now.
Oh, that's all they've got to do is find these last 2. It's all that stands between them and the silverware they have been chasing for so long. Palu rounds in, down he goes. It looks like there's 1 left standing. It's Volps against his old team. It could not be any more bitter.
Any angles he can here, try and find himself a cheap kill, maybe a vertical. The camera's going to give his location away. He's coming down to 30 seconds. There he finds 1. Can he find any more?
And he's got to get an ace to be able to pull it all the way back. That's even more ludicrous for Leapox and Nade. Left standing. They see the longer angle. It's the 1 versus 1 of a century. Who wins it out here? Volts down to a slither of HP as we enter the last 20 seconds.
He's got the diffuser in hand. He can move in. Des needs to find kills though.
I can't find it either. w7m, they've been denied Siege silverware 3 times. But here in Copenhagen, no one could stop their rampage. They are your Blast R6 major Copenhagen champions.
What a performance it has been from w7m. Truly clinical, Des. At every turn they have had the answer to Team Liquid, who played their part in this final but were just unable to get things started. And you can see the pain on the side of the losers for the winning team, how much it means to w7m.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, your Blast R6 major Copenhagen champions, w7m!